Okay, so let's talk about the latest episode of AHS Delicate. This one was definitely one I think is a little bit more into getting us into this very mental state that Anna is in. And I think in the next episodes, we're really going to start to dive in deep into what exactly is going on. So I think these first two episodes are really serving up as a great sort of introduction to everything that's currently happening and where we are. And I think by the end of this episode, we see that things are just about to spiral like crazy. So before we get into it, we are running a giveaway for a Saw X poster as well as a t-shirt. So all you have to do is follow us on Instagram. I'll provide it over here, and make sure you comment on the AHS Delicate post that you want to enter that giveaway by letting us know what's your favorite season of American Horror Story, or just any comment really. So make sure you're entering that giveaway. But let's get into this episode, which I think was just insane. So pretty much where we left off in the last episode, we know somebody is after Anna for whatever reason that may be. We aren't entirely sure exactly what that is yet, but we know there are some suspects to be sort of seen. There's Siobhan, there's also Dex's friends, and of course there's also Miss Preacher, who we've seen already be sort of weird with things with Anna from the beginning. And so we are here in a mental state where Anna is trying to figure out what's going on, at the same time still carry this Oscar campaign that they're trying to so hard to keep going, because this is their big break, their big return. So they really want this to happen. And so we see that Anna is really juggling a lot of different things at the same time, and sort of feeling that her husband maybe is not all the way there for her. So it's a very, very hard time for Anna indeed. And I really love the way that this season's unraveling as well. I think everybody here involved, from even Kim Kardashian, who we all had doubts. Let's not all say we didn't have doubts. We all were doubting if this was going to be a good role for Kim. And surprisingly enough, she's surprising me with how great she actually is for her role as Siobhan. But what we saw in this episode was that Anna seemed to be having everything under control. Things were going great. They were going to the Gotham Awards, and that's when things started to take a turn, when she was in the restroom and this weird lady comes up to her, and she just feels sort of threatened by her, and even at a point pushes this lady, maybe breaking her neck and killing her, it seems. And then she just goes back to the Gotham Awards where she wins, but then she just starts puking this black stuff. And the lady's there as well. So it was very interesting to see all of that start to play out like that. Eventually we see that they decide to go out to the Hamptons, and they're going to sort of get away from all of this stress because of the baby and everything. The doctor says, no stress, no stress. And Anna's just been stressing this whole episode. So already from the get-go, we know things aren't about to end good, are they? And we see that Anna begins to have this sort of like reaction when she's in the car at a point, and we see that now she's bleeding. And it turns out as she goes to the hospital that the nurse that we've been seeing all around throughout the season, just sort of following her, that is played by Cara Delevingne, is actually at this hospital now in the Hamptons, and she is going to perform the ultrasound for Anna. And now things aren't looking too good as she's still bleeding, and the apparatus that they use to check on the baby is full of blood as well. She only says that her name is Nurse Ivy to Anna, which is kind of weird. That's all she says, and then she says, I'm going to get a doctor. Eventually we see that Anna does have a miscarriage, and the doctors are just pretty much saying like, we're sorry, this happened, it's not your fault, it just happened. And Anna tries to find out what's going on with Nurse Ivy, and they say there is no Nurse Ivy. This is just a small community hospital, and pretty much that's where we end things off. And I really do think this episode was a little bit more of a way to show us that Anna is completely like alone in all of this. Nobody believes anything that's happening to her, and things are very much so spiraled out of control now. So I think in the next episodes, we're going to see things go to another level. We're going to go super, super fast. Like if we're going 60 miles per hour, we're going 100 in these next episodes for sure. So what is going on right now? So we did learn a little bit more about Miss Preacher, who is sort of against IVF as well. And that makes her like a prime suspect and the one that could be wanting Anna to lose the baby and all of that for sure. But I feel like that's the easiest one. And I feel like us meeting her at the beginning kind of takes her out of that list. I still have Siobhan as a number one on my list just because of everything that we know from Siobhan, and also how she's sort of trying to be all up in Anna's life, as well as pressuring her to do all of these social events and all of that, and sort of making her always feel bad for them working for her and things like that. I definitely do think Siobhan is up to something. I don't know if she might be suspect number one. We don't know much about Ivy, if Ivy's working solo on this or if she's sort of an agent for somebody and doing this for them. That's going to be the big tell if we know more about Ivy in the next few episodes, or if she's just sort of like a hench person of sorts. One thing in particular as well is that this whole Dex thing with his ex and as well as with his friends is sort of starting to get a little bit more into Anna's head. And so I think that could definitely be a possible thing we could see in the next couple of episodes, is that unravel more, because Anna did find that photograph there, and it sort of seems like the other friend is sort of not really vibing with Anna and is sort of trying to get Anna out of the picture. That's what I got from this last episode. So we could definitely see that unfold a little bit more. But I still, in terms of suspects, Miss Preacher is not really at the top for me. I feel like she's more just somebody who's just there to sort of get us distracted from the real person. But I really do think Siobhan or Dex's friends could be the ones responsible for all of this. And who knows what they want. This episode, they did talk a lot about witches and things like that. So could we possibly see like there's a coven of sorts out there that wants this baby for whatever the reason may be, whether it's a sacrifice, whether it's something they want to worship, or whatever the case may be. I do think that's a possibility here. Now, who is the ringleader? That's the big question for sure. There's a lot of other actors in here that haven't made their appearance yet, I think, because we do know there's like Billie Lourd in here as well, so we're not entirely sure what their character is going to be, so we'll just have to keep waiting and see. But overall, I've been enjoying this season. Like I said, a lot of surprises for me, especially Kim has been pretty good in this, so very excited to see where we're headed to next. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on AHS Delicate, this last episode. What do you think is coming next? And as always, like I said, we're running a giveaway for Saw X. So if you want a t-shirt, poster, all that, make sure you're following us on Instagram, commenting on the AHS Delicate post that you want to enter the giveaway, and that gets you an entry. Winner will be announced this Friday. So very excited about that. And as always, I'll see all of you next time. You can follow us on all the other socials like Twitter and TikTok, all provided on the screen as well. And let us know where you think AHS Delicate's going next. And do it for us. We're still on the 31 Days of Halloween, so check out our review on When Evil Lurks, as well as Totally Killer, 2 movies you can definitely check out this weekend. We are seeing The Exorcist Believer tonight, so expect a reaction tonight, as well as a review tomorrow morning, and a ton of other cool stuff coming to the channel for 31 Days of Halloween. Giveaways all month until we reach 31,000 subscribers. I'll see you next time. Stay safe, stay positive.